Disclaimer, the comments made in this video are intended for entertainment purposes only and are not intended to offend anyone.
Proud of yourself for debating college kids who are unprepared to speak in front of an audience like yourself. Do you think that's a little bit silly?
Are you a voter?
I am a voter. I'm a registered voter.
I vote and you vote. So I'm talking to voters of this country that will determine the future of Western civilization. That's what I'm doing here today. Yeah? Wait, hold on. How is it any different than a professor talking to you?
Than a professor talking to you? Who are you?
Well, important enough for you to come up to a microphone.
Actually, when I first saw this ad, I thought it was like an improv comedy thing.
Student tries to roast Charlie Kirk, ends up roasting himself. Instant karma.
You create a company that's like close to being a fascist, and then like.
Okay. How am I? Sorry. Let's go through this. How am I a fascist?
Dude, like you.
Can you name one thing I believe that's fascist?
You believe that like you on.
Let him think.
But
I'm such a bad fascist. I let the people who disagree in open mic to talk to me for 2 hours uninterrupted.
Okay.
I'm an awful fascist.
Somebody in the colorful gathering called Charlie a fascist and bro just ran with it. Man, the future seems bleak.
What is a woman?
That's a stupid question, dude. That's a dumb question.
It can't answer what a woman is. It's not a trick question. What is a woman?
Who identifies as a woman?
What is that thing? You can't answer the question with the question. Define woman without saying woman. What is a woman? This is not a trick question, everybody. You're in college, paying for an education. What is a woman?
How about you talk to someone with media training?
You don't need media training. It's not a trick.
Yeah,
What is a woman?
Who identifies as a woman?
You can't answer the question with the...
What are you talking about?
It's like... The college kids of America going hundreds of thousands of dollars into debt who think it's a trick question when you ask them what a woman is.
Sometimes people are so open-minded that their brains fall out.
How do you feel about being called a fascist? What's your opinion on that?
I don't care being lied about.
Why is it a lie?
Because I'm not a fascist. I believe in a free society. Let me ask you, who's the fascist? The guy that's smiling in the sun, or the 500 people barking trying to prevent me from speaking?
I don't think any of them are fascists.
They don't even know what fascist means.
What do you think socialism is? Because I think you're misunderstood.
Socialism is what I see, which is the implementation of totalitarian control on the means of the best interest of people under the guise of the failed doctrine of Marx and Engels.
That's wrong.
Just because you say it wrong doesn't make you right.
Just because you say I'm wrong doesn't make you right.
No, it actually does, because everywhere socialism has been implemented, you've seen catastrophic human deaths.
I'll let you know. I'll let you know what socialism is.
Well, what makes you a subject matter expert on the 100 million people that have died
Are you
over?
a subject matter expert on that?
I actually am.
Are you?
Yes.
Do you have a degree in it?
Just because you have a degree doesn't mean you know more than other people.
Do you do research on it?
Plenty, more than you.
So that is a simple and general definition of the concept of socialism. If you have a different opinion about the meaning of socialism, how about you just move to a socialist country so we can all have a good rest from stupid arguments like these?
What's her greatest accomplishment as vice president?
Being the first female all-black president. We've never had that
No,
before.
I got that, but like, what's her accomplishment that made people's lives better?
I don't know. Vice presidents don't really do much, to be honest.
Can you name one thing she's done that's good?
No, probably not. That is an amazing
As of the timing of this filming, can you name to me how many times she sat down for an interview?
I think
don't know
that
what
is
this
a very weird point to make.
Well,
why would I
why-
count how many times Kamala Harris
Is
has
it
had an
zero?
interview?
Because she refuses to take questions from the press and media? Like, shouldn't you do that if you're the sitting vice president?
You sat down to defend someone you know nothing about? Really?
What is a woman?
I think a woman is somebody who identifies as a woman.
Got it. So that's not a definition. That's like saying a table is something that identifies as a table. Give me an objective definition.
If I decided right now that I wanted to identify as a woman, I would be a woman.
Okay, but that doesn't answer the question.
I know, but
you
right
said-
now I'm a man, right? So if that
But you have
happened
to
right
tell
now,
me
I'd be a
what that
woman.
thing
So
is.
once a person makes the decision to identify as a woman,
Got it. No,
they're a woman.
that's a separate issue. What is a woman?
That's the definition.
No, I know, but you have to tell me what.
A person who identifies themselves as a woman.
But you have how do you know that they are that thing? It's called circular reasoning. You have to give me a actual definition.
I don't have to. I did give you a definition.
No. You said that a woman is something that thinks they're a woman. That doesn't give me a definition.
Can someone tell this kid that was not an actual definition? You are not a woman just because you feel like it. If that happens to be the case, then how does one know that what he is feeling is woman?
I have one
more question for you. What is your persona? So persona is like, what animal really speaks to you? No. I need this for an argument. Please, come on, man. Come on, man.
I got a good answer, guys.
Okay. What is it? I gotta know.
It's the beaver.
Okay. Thank you.
You know, my whole family went to U of O. They will kill me. That's the closest I could get, everybody, okay?
At least some of them know they're a clown.
I was just going to ask if you see the irony in your own propaganda in the Constitution on your brainwash tour. Having the explanations here because you don't believe the reader is smart enough to understand the language is kind of propaganda.
Well, no, see, do you know who that audience is for?
For people who can't read it.
Yeah, that's a Constitution for third graders.
Yeah, why are you handing it out to college students?
Let's test your knowledge.
Yeah.
Don't open it up.
Right.
What is the 10th Amendment? Okay, let's get easier. What's the 4th Amendment?
Isn't that the No Quartering Act?
No, that's the 3rd Amendment. How many articles are there in the U.S. Constitution?
There's 8 articles.
7.
7.
What is Article 3 of the U.S. Constitution?
I just want to ask.
No, but I'm just saying, you came here, guns a-blazing.
Yeah.
You do not know more than a 3rd grader about the U.S. Constitution.
If you don't see the article.
Yeah, I actually know it. You should keep.
The US Constitution is not propaganda. It is obvious that this young man needs that flyer more than he realizes.
Hey Charlie, so I'm a student here. Just going to start off and say that I disagree with you on a lot of things, and specifically I'd like to ask about how you and the people you associate with, the people you provide a platform for, often say things that are a lot of rhetoric that's definitely against the LGBT community, like the comedian on here earlier who was making fun of a trans person. And I'm just wondering, how do you feel that this kind of rhetoric, pushed primarily by the right, maybe influences the phenomenon that are observed, such as LGBT people having higher rates of suicide? How do you think that might play into that?
Not at all. They should get tougher. Really? Life is tough. Let me ask the question. Are a bunch of Christians committing suicide because of all the anti-Christian films, music, and jokes that have permeated Hollywood the last 30 years?
What anti-Christian media?
Like everything? How about the entire... You cannot watch a Simpsons episode, a Family Guy season, a Netflix special, Hulu special without, oh, this pastor is unfaithful, one-off joke about the hypocrisy of the church, or, oh, this Catholic priest is a pedophile, or, oh my goodness, they're covering for their licentiousness. It is widespread. It is embedded into the fiber of the creative code of Hollywood. So I will ask the question, has the bullying, the slander, and the mockery of, how about conservative America? Watch Bill Maher. They'll make fun of deplorables, they're awful people, they cling to their guns and their religion in Walmart. Have we seen an increase in suicide of conservative Christians because they're made fun of so much?
Do you think that maybe if you think this does...
No, you got to answer the question, because it's either like widespread mockery leads to suicide. Have we seen that connection in other places?
Well, then why? Why is...
So hold on, guys, hold on. Why are trans people committing suicide so much?
Why?
Because they have deep-seated mental problems to begin with.
Oh, trying hard to get a pacifier for the liberal babies, I see. Every month, one celebrity is in a sinful nun costume. They accessories the crown of thorns. Conservatives actually get physically attacked. If you want to play Hardship Olympics, I'm sure the gold doesn't go to the Halloween gang. The student actually went on to say, the reason for these statistics that the alphabet painted is because conservatives do not accept them. Okay, no actual woman would hurt herself because strangers don't accept them. You know why? It's because they know who they are. No actual woman needs strangers to make her feel better about her gender. It's wired into her brain.
Yeah, let's say that I believe you're not actually a woman, and you say, you must call me a woman. And I say, no, dude.
Well, so how you identify is
irrelevant. Because if it cannot be observed, it's not relevant in science.
You would be observing it.
Hold
right?
on, but if you think you are a wolf, do you become a wolf?
The wolf argument and other arguments, yes. Maybe I'd be considered transphobic for it. I believe that gender is a human thing with trans people. I think of it in terms of like respect, right? You said respect is mutual. So
yes.
If it's
so
disrespectful,
I have views. So why can't a trans person respect my views, not to lie?
Okay. If you think it's disrespectful for me to make you believe something, then you'd also agree it's disrespectful for you to call me something I don't
So now
believe.
we have the true tension.
Yeah.
Who's wrong?
Is there a wrong or right?
Yes. We're trying to find some sort of idea of objective truth.
Sure.
And that can be observed through chromosomes.
back to who is a woman. Well, a wand is a woman and a cosplayer is a cosplayer.
What is a woman?
I think a woman is somebody who identifies as a woman.
Got it. So that's not a definition. That's like saying a table is something that identifies as a table. Give me an objective definition.
If I decided right now that I wanted to identify as a woman, I would be a woman.
Okay, but that doesn't answer the question.
I know, but right now I'm a man, right? So if that happened right now, I'd be a woman. So
is.
once a person makes the decision to identify as a woman,
got it. No,
they're a woman.
That's a separate issue. What is a woman?
That's the definition.
No, I know, but you have to tell me what.
A person who identifies themselves as a woman.
But you have to how do you know that they are that thing? It's called circular reasoning. You have to give me a actual definition.
I don't have to. I did give you a definition.
No. You said that a woman is something that thinks they're a woman. That doesn't give me a definition.
I can't believe there were women who fought for equality just to have some dude 50 years later saying all it takes to be a woman is I say so.
Do you think that having agreed upon objective reality on age is important?
Yeah, but that's not within the concept of gender.
Why does reality stop when gender gets discussed?
Because I'm not thinking about people of different ages.
Why not?
No, this is more about gender.
Well, no, hold on.
Well, but I have a limit
But gender is where does that limit come from, and why do you believe in the limit for age but not for biology?
Because I feel that gender is an aspect of somebody they can believe. I don't believe that age falls into that.
You're saying, though, that gender is a personal feeling or belief that somebody has about their existence, regardless.
Yes, within gender, there's some things that they don't, like being an animal or being 90.
Right, but the moral premise of that is that your biology, your chromosomes, do not dictate your reality.
This must be the first time she's had someone to objectively talk to about this. Poor woman is dying to join a higher cause. She just picked the wrong one.
What's your name?
None of your business, unfortunately.
Okay, hello, nice to meet you, none of your business.
Thank you, I appreciate it. So, do you love America?
Yes, I do.
I hate America. Every state in the USA should be an independent country. What do you think of this?
Well, I just first have to ask, since you hate the country, do you plan to leave?
What do you mean by that?
Do you plan to go live in another country?
No, I do not.
Let me tell you something.
Your face is an idiot.
America is the only country where even those who hate it refuse to leave. That's how you know you live in a great country.
Can you prove that? Well, thank you. May I have a hat?
No. So let me ask you, none of your business. Who do you plan to vote for?
I plan to vote for Kamala Harris.
Why?
I mean, you answered my question, so I'm done here. Like, there are people waiting.
Can you tell me her greatest accomplishment?
No, I can't.
Can you tell me a single accomplishment?
I cannot. I want to leave. Like.
The mask says it all.
At some point, somebody's truth has to win. Because guess what? Your truth doesn't matter. That's still a truth
You've
claim.
had your truth in this country for the past thousands of decades.
Thousands of decades?
Not thousands. Whatever. That's a little embarrassing. But, like, your truth has been the narrative of this country forever.
Hasn't
and
it?
you think
Roe
yes,
versus
the
Wade
white
just
straight
got
male
repealed.
truth.
Abortion was legal in this country for 40 years.
And before the 40 years, what was? And crime dropped.
Thankfully,
40% after it went. On top of that,
oh wait, hold on. Do you think abortion lowers crime rates?
Crime dropped 40% after abortion became legal.
Why is that the case?
It's called a statistic.
Who has the most abortions in America?
Women.
Black people. Is that so? Are you trying to say the termination of blacks in the womb lower crime? That's a very racist argument.
That is not a racist.
You know,
Actually,
I can't hear you. Gotta come on.
Okay, but there's a reason. There has to be.
Like. Yeah, sure. Go ahead.
I'm with you on everything.
Okay. Yeah.
She learned more in that exchange than she did all school year.
Hi, I'm hoping that you could explain without using a single buzzword or a conservative talking point what CRT is.
So you want to go back to Herbert Marcuse, the Frankfurt School, Michel Foucault, Jacques Derrida,
I want
one-dimensional
you to answer
man?
my question.
No, I'm just asking you, how far back do you want me to go?
I want you to explain what CRT is.
What CRT is comes out of critical theory, which came out of the Frankfurt School, which is a belief that there are systems that exist both institutionally and systemically, and that through critical theory, which also has critical law theory, through the kind of the changing of how we view society must be through a racial lens and not through a economic lens or through a legal lens. And if you look very clearly at the writings of Marcuse, at the writings of Spinoza, especially in the early 1990s where this started to pop up, there was this idea that we must give preference based on the melanin content of people's skin, not on actions, not on choices, and instead, because America's so unequal, because it is so inequitable, that these writers and authors that were the beginning people that actually started this term critical race theory 50 or 60 years ago believed that this would be a true Marxist type movement that would help happen in this country. It was kind of fostered and started in many different universities across this country. Marcuse came from the Frankfurt School, and it really kind of comes back to the couple beliefs that CRT believes in, to make it overly simple. Number one, that there is no such thing as absolute truth. That number two, power dynamics are more important than anything else. Number three, skin color should be something that has a top priority in how we characterize people and their worth and their dignity. Number four, that kind of American history and kind of how we teach it is completely wrong. Five, that America is systemically racist, and I could continue from that. That right there is a 35,000-foot view. Happy to go deeper, but that is the history of critical race theory, and it's evolved into terms of wokeism, diversity, equity, inclusion, the idea of America being systemically racist, 1619 Project. They're all outgrowths of the postmodern deconstructionist type viewpoint that started in the 1960s from Marcuse, who was a Marxist type believer in the Frankfurt School, was expelled, found domicile here in America, and implemented in our colleges. How'd I do?
I do appreciate that response. Thank you. You did use the word wokeism, which is a conservative buzzword, unfortunately. I'm going to take my seat. Thank you.
So he just broke it into bite-sized pieces, but she just walked away because she wanted the bites in dinosaur shapes.
I am of the belief that abortion is never medically necessary.
Are you a doctor?
No. Are you?
No.
But there is there is a community of OBGYNs that agree with me.
So is it our decision to make? Is it something that we can decide?
That's an interesting question.
So
First of all,
should it be something that people have the ability to vote on, yes or no, if a woman is able to make that choice?
Should a mom be able to kill her 2-year-old daughter?
No.
Are you a doctor?
No.
Okay, but why are we able to say it's wrong? So we're able to make moral statements when the baby's outside the womb. Why not when it's in the womb? Thank you for coming up. Think about that.
Damn, that was like running into a wall. She got disconnected from the server or something.
Really do want a husband and children one day. Okay, so, but what I'm saying to you is the reason why I don't like feminism is because feminists think feminism is mandatory. The second you find out that a girl doesn't identify as a feminist, you're up here and you're asking a bunch of questions. I don't like the feminist movement. I think it's become very toxic and very hostile towards men. If you believed in the equality that men should be able to think whatever we wanted, you wouldn't be debating me right now. You'd say, well, more power to you because you'd be a true feminist. But you're not. You're trying to...
You're belittling other women.
I'm not belittling them. You're allowed to be a feminist. I'm not telling you you can be a feminist. You could buy a pussy hat if you left today and I wouldn't mind. I've never had an issue with people that are feminists. I have an issue when people tell me that I now have to be a feminist when I say that I think it's harmful to keep telling men that masculinity is wrong. Masculinity is a component of being a man. I think a society needs and thrives on strong men. There's never been a society without strong men. There's never been a society without strong men.
Feminists are just grown-up mean girls. True feminism is dead. These new feminists are nothing more than radicals.
I just want to drill in a bit about Doge. Even if you were to fire every single government employee, they would not even be able to get to a fraction of how much revenue we need to get for taxes. It's not enough, and it's not helpful.
No, I mean, it's $115 million for equity assessment programs. That's a lot of money.
No. With regards, compared
this
to
is
how
not
much,
a lot of money.
Compared to how much we need for to run the country.
This is a false argument. I'm glad you're making it, which is that we shouldn't cut it because it's not that big of a deal.
No, that's not what I mean.
So should we cut this?
It depends. You need to make the argument that it's actually good.
Well,
Why
first of all, the president signed an executive order saying no more DEI. Okay. Equity assessment should have no place in the U.S. government because equity is not constitutional. It's not in the U.S. Constitution. It's not an American value. And $115 million is a grotesque amount of money to spend on it. So you should get rid of it to save taxpayer money. You think the government is innocent until proven guilty. I think the government, after what we've learned, is guilty until proven innocent. Even if you only save $100 in taxpayer money, that is a moral fight worth having. That attitude is why we're $35 trillion in debt.
That boy is a metal detector's worst nightmare. Liberals have suddenly become government cheerleaders. If Kamala had come up with Doge, they would be bootlicking her feet right now.
We want to take down the Department of Education. How do we plan to compete internationally? I'm an immigrant from China, and in China, we value education as #1 priority. Because through education, we can improve our social status and become a more valuable member in society.
We have a different view of education than the Chinese. The Chinese model is great from a totalitarian standpoint. You will do this, you will learn that, you will serve the state, and you will be very good at it. I actually would rather have us have millions of thoughtful, deep, philosophically minded good citizens that know what it is to think critically. The Department of Education is an administrative state. It is this massive beast that is way overfunded, way overbloated, and if we want to compete with China, we're not going to out-totalitarian them. Instead, we should do what is necessary for a free society to continue to exist. The only way a free society exists is if citizens know what liberty is. Let me just ask you a question. Do they say that is Taiwan Taiwan, or is it land of the Chinese Communist Party?
We call it Taiwan. We recognize the situation in our government.
Okay, so it's not China's, it's its own sovereign, autonomous country?
We call them Taiwan. We recognize how they're separate, but they still belong to us legally.
Okay. You see what I'm getting at, right? The difference is this. In totalitarian countries, human beings are little parts of a broader machine to be put in. In a free society, you're all independent souls that are made in the image of God, that you have to understand what freedom and liberty is and to grow into something greater.
A Chinese immigrant studying in the United States, but somehow thinks China is superior to the US in education. Isn't that a little bit cuckoo?